All right, welcome back. So far in this series, we've really dug into the why of Wi-Fi coordination. The physics, the interference, all that frustrating stuff. But now, we get to what I think is the most important part, the how. It's time to turn all that theory into a real, practical action plan for your community.
And just so you know, everything we're about to talk about comes straight from the final chapter and conclusion of a super detailed report by RFI detectives. You should really think of this as the playbook, a step-by-step guide to finally fixing those buffering videos and dropped calls right in your own backyard. Okay, so before we jump into the solutions, the report gives us one last pretty serious warning. Because what we're talking about here, it's about way more than just the annoyance of a slow internet connection. This is actually about security and even your safety. I mean, listen to this. This quote really reframes the whole problem, doesn't it? The authors make it crystal clear. When Wi-Fi interference knocks your security camera offline, that's not just some tech glitch, that's a security breach. It's basically an open invitation for trouble, and it's created by the digital chaos in our own airwaves. And we're not talking about some far-fetched, hypothetical risk here. Look at the kinds of critical systems that are at stake. Your security camera goes blind. Your smart lock just stops responding. Maybe a motion alert that's supposed to protect you fails to trigger. Or think about this. What if your Wi-Fi call drops right in the middle of an emergency? These are the very systems we trust to keep us safe, and uncoordinated Wi-Fi can make them fail when we need them the very most. So, now that we understand just how high the stakes are, what do we actually do about it? Well, the great thing is the report doesn't just point out the problem. It gives us a clear roadmap for taking back control of our community's airwaves. And the core message here is actually pretty simple, but it's profound. Your slow internet probably isn't your ISP's fault. You could have a fire hose of a connection coming into your home, but if the local airwaves are a total mess, it's like a massive bottleneck right at your front door. Coordination is the key to breaking that bottleneck. So the report lays out this really straightforward 4-step action plan. And notice what's first. It doesn't start with tech, it starts with people, rallying your neighbors. Then comes step 2. Implementing the actual coordination program. Step 3 is so important, getting rid of what they call bad hardware. Like those cheap Wi-Fi extenders that just scream over everyone else and add more noise. And finally, step 4 is just recognizing that this isn't a one-and-done fix. It's an ongoing process. All right, so let's say you do all this work. You talk to your neighbors, you get a plan together. What's the actual payoff? What does success really look like? Well, according to the report, the results of cooperation aren't just noticeable, they are absolutely transformative. And this right here, this really shows you what that payoff looks like in hard numbers. The report says a home that's struggling to get even 50 megabits per second could jump to 200, maybe even 400 megabits per second after the community gets coordinated. That is a gigantic performance boost. And the most amazing part? You get that without spending a single extra penny with your ISP or buying a new router. I love this quote because it just perfectly captures the whole philosophy here. This isn't about telling people what they can and can't do. It's not about restricting freedom. It's about unlocking performance for everyone. Performance that's literally impossible to achieve when you've just got digital chaos. It's about being better neighbors digitally. And in the end, the report leaves us with this final thought. We have the knowledge. The plan is laid out right here. The benefits for speed, for safety are totally clear. The only thing missing now is the person to get the ball rolling, a neighbor who's willing to just take that first step. So the real question is, who's that going to be in your community?